Hi everyone! I trust you are keeping safe. Ever since the lockdown restrictions were lifted, sometimes you can easily forget, that you need to take extra caution. So I hope you're taking care of yourself and everybody in your family is safe as well. So it's good to come your way again with another episode. I think this is going to be the last in this Keys for Leaders series. There'll be other Keys for Leaders. First of all, let me just say thank you for all the feedback I've been getting from my colleagues at work. Someone from my office said I should put this on our group portal. I was like, whoa, relax, Joe. But I really appreciate all the feedback. People have given me some topics to talk about. So I will put them together so that there's a flow to how the series goes. So thank you, and I really appreciate it. And please keep the feedback coming, and don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, just do it now. Just click. It's on which side? It's on this side. Just click on it. So today I'm going to share the last tip for this series with you. This is kind of a build up on last week's episode, which talked about Business Acumen. If you haven't seen that already, I think I'll link it up here so you can click on it. I feel that the one major key every leader will need to make the right decisions in times of crisis is being data driven. Now, in this space that we are in, leaders are having to take all sorts of tough decisions. How you operate now that the lockdown restrictions are over, what health and safety policies are you putting in place, salary reviews have to happen, like so many decisions. I can't even imagine how tough the dynamics will be. In this period, I think to be able to take the right decisions, you must be data driven. From my own experience, what I find is we tend to take decisions off of our gut feeling. And I'm not saying taking decisions off your gut is wrong, but you will need more than just gut feeling to be able to convince your MD, for instance, that you need to invest in a new software or an application because your employees are remote working now. No, bruv. You will need more than gut feeling. In the HR function, I tend to use our HRIS, our HR information system. So I'm into gathering the data. But as to whether it's used to take decisions, that is where sometimes I ask questions like, okay, are we looking at the data? Are we monitoring, okay, this category of staff keep resigning or this category of staff keep getting sick? It all boils down to asking questions, and the relevant questions at that. So one of the tools is the SWOT analysis. SWOT is an acronym, stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Assuming you want to convince your management or your organization or your leadership that you should invest in, let's say, purchasing license for Microsoft Teams because you want to start having morning meetings since we are remote working, for example. Let's just say it's like $20,000. You can't use gut feeling to convince your management on that. Assuming we use the SWOT analysis, let's start with strengths. You could put down your manpower and explain that you have very experienced people in the organization that you do not want to lose, very capable manpower. Then maybe your weakness, you could identify that, okay, this category of my manpower, they are skilled technically and all that, but they are not tech savvy. So if we, for instance, invested in license for whatever software or app, they will not be able to use it. Maybe it has to do with age bracket or educational qualification. So maybe on the ground, they are experienced, but when it comes to tech savviness, they are lagging there. So that could be a weakness. So an opportunity could be the market is still interested in your business. Let's say your business is into the mining industry. An opportunity would be that gold prices are actually stable in this season. So that's an opportunity. It means that you can still be in business. And then let's look for a threat. COVID is a threat to the health and safety of your employees and their families and the community. Okay, so we've identified every element of the SWOT in this particular case. Remember, the business case is to invest $20,000 in license for Microsoft Teams, for example. So you have the strength of a very qualified, skilled manpower. You have the weakness of them not being tech savvy. You have the opportunity of gold prices being stable, so it means you can make money in this period. And then T, your threats being health and safety, right? So if you do this breakdown, you can convince your manager that, okay, we need these people, they are qualified. If they come into the office space, they might contract COVID, maybe on the way coming to work, they sit in public transport or whatever, they can contract the virus. If one person gets it, everybody is susceptible to getting it. And in that case, it's going to affect their families, it's going to affect the community. You are literally going to have to shut down if one person gets it and you don't know who else has been in touch with them. So rather, we could invest in this app to protect our employees. We limit the number of people who come into the office space. You will be able to have a strong backing for telling management why you should invest in that license that costs $20,000. They can still be productive, the business can still operate, you can still make money. I hope you get the drift. And for this example, for instance, because your employees are not tech savvy, it means you have to run a training for them. How can you convince management that you need a training inside COVID-19 period? The SWOT is something that is easy to use, but it just means you have to ask the right questions. If you ask the right questions, you'll be able to identify your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So I hope you've learned something from today's video. If you have, just leave me a comment below and don't forget to subscribe, and I will come your way again with another series. I'm still trying to build up what the next series will talk about, but I'm very open to your suggestions. Anything workplace, HR related, I'm very open to talk about it. Maybe the next one will be about remote working, some tips for remote working, so look out for it. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching. Bye. Rejoice, lower the music in the kitchen. My brother just started playing music. Wow. Now I'm hearing that, wow, there's a carpenter doing bra 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 behind.